Hello everybody, welcome back. We have another VOD review. Today we have a Plat Invis. They mostly play support, but they play everything. So I guess we'll just focus on support. Any feedback would be nice. Great.
I thought the Wakanda on Earth was ahead of its time, but
bro, homie's almost dead. Alright. Why is everyone Plat? I think Plat is just where people are likely to not know how to get... Oh, gosh. Likely to not know how to get better and still seek... Okay, we're having a network issues. What's happening? That's no bueno. Huh? Okay, I don't like that. So we watched, actually, if you want to check that video out, it was great. We watched a one above all Invis, and they were playing in high GM, and they really carried. So there's a lot of things there, but one of the most important things with Invis is their use of shield. We throw the shield out at a good time because we're healing ourselves, and there's a Spider-Man, right? But once the threat is gone, which is basically instant with Spider-Man, you kind of throw it out, heal yourself a little, and then put it away. Once the threat is gone, you need to bring the shield back because it takes like 100 extra damage and actually breaks, and now we don't have it. Oh, this is really bad. So it's really important that you are aware of your surroundings and where you're moving, because I understand we're trying to like not die to the Spider-Man and get them killed, right? Which is good instincts, but we put ourselves in a terrible position. We like jump out here, and I don't think you had any idea what was going on here. Like, what if there was an Emma here in diamond form? Now you're just dead. So be careful. Don't put yourself out of position in order to get a kill. Whoa, that's unfortunate. Okay. And so this is another thing that we saw in that high level Invis gameplay. It's like the second you take damage, you're half health, throw your shield up in front of you and like move to the side, get back to full health. And don't rely on your other support, just throw it up because you have that ability to do that as Invis. There's no reason to die here.
I'll fight for my family until the end. I'll fight for my way.
Yeah, this is good. Okay, we're gonna press F to bring our shield back, or B, bring the shield back, so we have it at full health when we need it. We're gonna bring the shield back. Now we're bringing the shield back here, and the shield's back now. Now it's full health because it's been back for. Yeah, that's a really bad habit. Be aware of where your shield is. It's been out for so long, and then we finally throw it out, and then it's not at full health when we need it to be, you know?
don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man.
Unfortunate. Typing? Okay. All right, here we go. Yeah, this is really not... Again, I'm kind of just harping on shield usage because now I've noticed it. So we just don't want to use shield like this. Invis's primary can heal a lot, and your first instinct shouldn't be to throw the shield out. It should be to primary fire, right? Because your primary fire can't heal yourself, but your shield can. But your primary fire can heal somebody else, right? And so you want to use them in the right situation so you have it when you need it. Now we're half health and we don't have our shield for ourselves. No bueno. You fix your PC issues? Ooh. What was it? What happened? Okay, good. I'm curious. How are we going to use ult? Shield back. Bring the shit. And it's broken. I don't mind that. No, yeah, I don't mind that.
No worries. I've got your back.
Good pull. Nice. Self shield. Good. Okay, you don't need the shield anymore, so put it down. Yeah, I like the usage there. Pull. Great. Oh, good stuff. Time to get out. Okay, get to your other support ult. Good. Nice. Shield. Ideally there, when you have like Thor ult, you want to jump out of it and then put the shield back up to help one of your teammates, right? Because the way Thor ult works is the same as like Namor and other ults, where it's like the circle like this. It comes from the center of the circle, right? So if you have a shield here, let me draw. It's easier to see. Make sure we can see it. So we have circle here, right? And then this is the center. So if you put a shield here, that means anybody who is behind the shield this way is now safe, right? So when you jump back, if you had put the shield down here, right? You put the shield down on your stretchy man here, he doesn't take any damage. So, granted, it wouldn't have helped here specifically, unless you put it on the cloak, but I think they faded anyway. So, whenever you... That is an opportunity to show some skill and help a teammate. Same thing with Namor, Jeff, I think. Actually, Jeff, I'm not too sure of. Oh! Okay. Alright, let's step back a second. So we have an ult... So let's talk about surviving dive for a second. So if we look at a dive character like Spidey, what does Spidey want? Spidey, ideally, they want to kill you or get you to stop healing, okay? And the best thing that Spidey can see is a support by themselves. And so when you understand that from the Spidey's perspective, the counter to that is, oh, I'm being dove by a Spidey. I need to be with my team. So if I hear that, I think the shield up is great. But especially since we haven't seen him ult for a while, I would want to jump forward here. And our team is definitely not turning around. So safety in numbers. So I think your cloak actually does a good job of that. But you go the wrong way. Then we overstay our welcome here. And we die. So safety in numbers. Don't isolate yourself against divers. And that should help a lot.
What am I? Invisible? I hate to admit it, Namor. Feeling fantastic.
Oops. Okay, they got the point. Now just get out. Yeah, we put your shield. Shield. Self-shield. Self-shield. Oh, dude, I had to change XMP as well, and it was like a huge difference. All right, so this whole fight is very silly. This whole fight is basically pointless. When they get the point... So the idea of this game, this is something that we talk about mostly with tanks, is like taking and holding space, and like where you can hold space and where you can't. They just got this point. Like, your spawn is very far and their spawn is very close, and you're by yourself. There's no reason to fight here. The only thing that you should be doing here is either going out in a blaze of glory because you know you're not going to be able to make it back, or... Let's see. So right here, we're still fighting. We're trying to live. They get the point. So it's like, okay, either just walk in and die as quick as possible. That would be preferable. Or jump out, go invisible, and walk all the way back. You should know right now, like, okay, the next fight is probably going to take place over here. So I'm just going to head here. There's no reason to, like, extend this fight. You also already have your ult, right? We're not getting any ult charge. There's no chance you're going to kill a Venom by yourself or even with Rocket. A Venom and a Thor. So, like, just get out. This whole fight is just pointless. And, like, we overstay our welcome for so long. So what's the downside of this, right? Let's say he doesn't die and you don't die and it's kind of even. What's the downside? The downside is we're splitting our team up intentionally and we're giving the enemy team an opportunity to do that. This is like how staggers are born. Oh, we're so aggressive.
They look like clear the way.
That is not a character you want next to you. And so now we're staggered and we've used the res beacon. Our team is now fighting without a support. Now we get back. And for what? We would have given up this space anyway. So Thor went from like what, 50%? Now he has his ult. And then you used the res beacon from your team and staggered people, right? All right, fair enough. Got a kill. Nice. I like how aggressive you are in the right situation. This is all good. Because now we're with our team, right? We have a goal to accomplish. Bring the shield back, though. Oh, you're going to die for this. Be careful with this stuff. That was a weird animation. Typing again. So aggressive.
Anyone willing to help? That's much better.
Oh, huge Namor ult. Wow. That's crazy. Bad habits. Yeah, bring that shield back. You do a good job of, like, brawling and scrapping. Jump, jump, get out, get out, get out. Back up, back up. Good.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man.
Okay, I feel like right now we don't have a real good sense of, like, planning and ult tracking. So whenever you have downtime, right? So this whole area was, like, kind of downtime. Let's go back. Right about here, right? We won the fight. Nothing's going on. The Venom's dead. So what I want you to be doing is holding tab, or I guess select, or whatever it is, to bring up the scoreboard. And I want you to look at the enemy team. You're looking for changes in team comp, right? Because the enemy team having a Punisher or a not Punisher, that's a pretty big difference for Invis and what you're going to save your ult for, right? And at the same time, you're also looking at, okay, they have a Thor. I saw him ult last fight. They have a Venom. He probably doesn't have ult. I haven't seen Phoenix ult in a while, and I haven't seen Spider ult in a while. So now I'm already thinking, like, now because I've sat here for a second and I've looked at the scoreboard, I'm thinking they have a Spidey, they have a Phoenix. I haven't seen their ults. It's probably on the way. Maybe I'm going to save my push for Spidey ult, and I'm going to be a little more reserved with my shield to make sure if I don't have push or if I don't have my shield, I at least have one of them, right? Phoenix ult, maybe I'll save my jump for that, you know? And we're already planning ahead. So that way when it happens, we're not caught off guard. It feels like we're caught off guard a little bit here. Definitely don't want to be in front of our Groot with no cooldowns. That's really bad.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man.
You almost saved him.
Only 60 seconds left.
Nice pull. Good attempt. Don't walk in front of your tanks, please.
Feeling fantastic.
All right, so you mentioned in your post that you always tend to have low healing numbers. Part of the reason that your healing numbers is so low is because of where you're standing. You need to be far enough back to where you can see everybody in front of you, and when you left click, you're healing your other support and 2 tanks and maybe a DPS. And then it goes through and it comes all the way back, and you get healing both in on the way in and out, right? But in order to do that, you have to see everybody. For most of this game, you've been standing like almost in front of tanks. And at the very least, very close. So you've been ignoring your other supports, and you're not getting the full cleave. So keep that in mind. And like, you really want to line people up, right? So you have your tank here, you have an enemy here, and then you have your support. That's ideal. You get 2 people healing and 1 person damage on the way out. And so you want to constantly be moving your position left and right to line people up in front of you. And that's going to give a lot of consistency with your healing. That's also going to make it to where you get your ult faster, and then you can use your ult for more things like that when people are dying and you need to bail them out.
The final 10 seconds. That's much better.
What's it? Ah, why? What? Oh no. Who can take advantage of this? Your team isn't fully here yet. By the time Groot actually makes it into the ult, it's 3 seconds are already gone. And you put yourself in such a bad position that you're not able to like help your other teammates. So bad. So the general rule of thumb with support ults is you want to use them defensively, like exclusively, at least until high GM, if not Celestial. Because your teammates are not good enough to take advantage of an 8-second ult in order to make meaningful progress. But they are decent enough to where using it to bail people out from like a Groot ult, a Thor ult, a Bucky ult, something like that. Range is a great example. Using them to bail that out, that is huge value. That's much easier to get. So until you're like, you know, almost Celestial, I just would say like don't even use it aggressively at all, especially when you're playing Invis. The next thing that I want to like just call attention to here is ult timings comparative to each other, right? So Invis ult lasts 10 seconds. Or it's 8, I think, actually. Go back, just to double check. 8 seconds. Invis lasts 8. Cloak and Dagger lasts 13. So that's a 5-second difference, okay? Now, if we go back to when you ulted. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. So she started her ult when yours basically ended, right? So now they're going to have 13 seconds where nobody on their team is likely to die, and everybody on your team is likely to die. So that puts like a huge advantage on the enemy team, right? And she used it defensively. Waited until everything is out and like, all right, my people need some help now. And now we do it, right? Aggro ult could be frame perfect, but your teammates are too dumb to understand how to use it, even in that case. Yeah, in that video that I put out, how to carry as Invisible Woman, we actually saw, because that person is one above all, but they're playing in a high GM lobby. At one point, they use Invisible Woman's ult really aggressively, and it doesn't pan out. Because they're used to playing with one above all people, where it would pan out, right? So give me a second. Let's okay, now we're on Cloak.
I don't think I could handle the pressure of the Dark Force.
Okay, so this is a bad habit I see a lot of times with Cloak and Dagger, and that's they love to shoot. We're just shooting, right? Look at the health bars. Nobody's hurt. Now somebody's hurt, and we need to heal them, and like our very last shot gets them to full health. We actually get lucky that we don't have to reload. And then we need to heal this person now, but we're already reloading, right? So try to make sure when you are shooting that like that reload animation, it is enough time for something to happen, somebody to die. So only be healing when you need to be healing. Oh, that's a terrible window.
Lights out.
All right. So let's just talk for a second about like what our abilities do. So this is an ability-based shooter, and one of the best things that you can do is understand each of your abilities and what they're best at, and then pick the right time to use them so they don't get wasted, so you get maximum value. That's the essence of this game, okay? And so our window, what does window do? Window, as it passes through people, it gives them a burst of healing, and it changes their health bar to have a yellow thing around it. Colors might be different because I use green and red and everything, but it changes them to, it puts them in a state to where your left click and any healing that they would get, they get like 15% extra healing, something like that. So it's a burst of healing, and then all of the regular healing also gets more bursty. Okay. So knowing what it does, you would want to use that when somebody's low or critical or they're taking a lot of damage. So that way it cancels out that damage, right? So right here we use it, but everybody's already full. So there's kind of no point. Now let's talk about bubble, right? So we use our bubble up here, and I see you're like, oh, well, Phoenix is standing up here, so I'm going to help the Phoenix, and then I can look away. That's great in theory, but the bubble is best used for your own self-healing when you're getting dove. That's the best case use of it, right? Because you need to stay where you are, and it's your other healing, right? It's your self-healing. So we use it on here. Phoenix can't really take advantage of it because she has to move around anyway, and the person she's attacking is a Venom, and Venom can move a lot. And so his just gonna move, this bubble gets wasted, and now when you do need it, you don't have it, right? So that's, I want to lay that out now as a just kind of a framework to think about any character. You look at your abilities, you see exactly what they do, and you plan for how to use them in the best method possible. And the longer the cooldown on the ability, the more important the timing is, right? So a lot of people look at Gambit, and you'll see them throw out bridge boost immediately because they don't realize that it's a 16-second cooldown for every single bridge boost. And they'll just throw two of them out, and it's like 32 seconds, and now they can't do anything for that long. It's like, dang, it's really bad. So just as a framework, like that's how it goes. By hitting targets with the window, you also bust your rocket. Very true. All right. So remember earlier when we were talking about the Spidey? I said something kind of odd. I said Spidey's goal is not, I don't know if I actually said this, could have been the last one, but Spidey's goal and any diver's goal is not to actually kill a support, right? That is a method that they use to achieve their goal. Their goal is to get supports to stop healing the tanks and the people who are taking damage on main. Okay, so with that understood, now what happens here? We have a Phoenix and a Emma on main. They're fighting up front. And we have a Venom diving here. His goal is to get you guys to stop healing the Emma. And let's see. You throw your bubble down and you focus here. Rocket is climbing a wall and not healing. Emma gets left behind and explodes. Now, is this your fault entirely? No. I'm sure we can look at this Emma and be like, oh, she doesn't have her shield. She already used her diamond form. She's running out in the open even though you guys are down one. Sure. But you did give the enemy team an opportunity to do this. So how do we approach the situation? with dive tanks, it basically comes down to threat assessment. So Venom, he can't like one-shot you, right? Versus like a BP or a Spider-Man that shows up, kills you, and then gets out, right? Very different. So with a dive tank, what you really want to do is you kind of want to ignore them. Unless they're a huge threat to you and your health bar is like going down really quickly, then you throw your bubble on yourself. So what you do is you position yourself well, you throw your bubble down, you stand in it, and then you keep shooting at the tanks, right? And then what happens, what should happen, and what looks like is actually happening, is Phoenix, your DPS, is going to look to help you. Moon Knight is going to look to help you. You let them deal with the dive tank, and you focus on this. And if there's so much of a threat that these need help, then you need to tell your tanks, I'm being dove back up. But that's usually a last case scenario. So right now, if we watch, look at your health bar. See how little threat Venom actually poses. You lost 10 health and it regained it immediately. You lost 70 health and that's it. Like, look at this from Venom's perspective. Look how much of a threat he, like, actually is. He dives in. Watch the health bars. He did 20 damage to Moon Knight. A little bit of damage to you. So we need to, like, properly assess if we're really in danger or not. This goes for Venom. This goes for Cap. This goes for Rogue. This goes for... I'm sure there's one other, but just like they're tickle monsters. They're here to get you to look away. And like, even though he did no damage, he successfully killed Emma there. That was a very long, drawn out explanation. I'm sorry. I'm really going in detail today. And now it's too late. Now you just want to die as quick as possible so you can stagger. It's really important to emphasize. Yeah. I guess I get in my own head and I get to talk to you guys. Yeah.
That was fine. Thank you.
Also, just I want to point out that what I just explained, that concept of like diving to pull supports away from the main tanks, that is a lot of the reasons why people don't like playing main tank in low elo. Because stuff like that happens and they just get like left alone. Again, I'm not like saying the main tanks are blameless. Again, Emma used her diamond form preemptively. Doesn't know how to use shield, doesn't know how to take cover, things like that. But if you're seeing a lot of your main tanks like switch from like Magneto off of main tank, this is a contributing factor. Hey, yeah, my nose today. That's a midnight ult. Fade. I don't think I've ever seen a Phoenix fly into a Moon Knight ult before. Okay, once again, same thing happens, right? Venom just dives on us. Look at our health bar. We lose 40 health. And then we already used our bubble, so we don't have it for ourselves, right? Well, we do have our bubble. We just don't use it. Now we use it. But it's too late. We've already lost sight of our Moon Knight up front. There's a chance you would have saved him here. Same thing here. We can't let dive get to us. Even though Venom didn't steal a single point of damage, didn't deal a single point of damage to Emma, yeah, he got the kill on her. It's crazy. Oh, she's gonna die now. Oh, this is so much better. This is perfect. Look, because Emma's critical and you know you can't look away, you do the right thing. This is so good. Look at your health bar. And then Emma comes and helps you. Oh, that's so much better. But then again, we look away. We don't trust that the Emma's gonna do it. We try to do it ourselves. And our thing gets left behind. Now that you've seen it, though, and you understand what a diver wants, it will be much easier to understand. Oh. Please don't do this. This is a ulting out of frustration moment. This is like, fine, I'll do it myself. You can't do this.
Against the world.
The value is just not there.
My time to shine.
This is a nice spot.
Only 60 seconds left.
This is a nice spot.
Lights out.
Someone scratch my back.
We're typing maybe?
My time to shine. Why
Oh,
would I?
wasted bubble.
Get ready.
Now we have a Venom and we don't have our bubble, so we have to try to fight him off. It'd be really nice to have a bubble, and we're dead. It's so easy to see the patterns. Now that you know, right? Now you know, which is great because this gives you so much power in your game. You could sit there and now you see it and you're like, oh my gosh, I do have counterplay. I can do things, right?
Dangerous. Again.
I have no idea. Yo, what's up, Largo? How's it going?
Again.
That's it. So, there's a lot of information there. If you want more information, I definitely recommend you go check out that how to carry as Invisible Woman video that I did. I think it was like yesterday or 2 days ago. Check it out. A lot of information. You get to see how they position with Invis and do stuff. But anyway, I hope this helps. Thank you so much for watching for submitting a VOD. Take care. God bless. See you guys next time. Bye.